Hello friends sa AgriBeats with Yoli. Welcoming you back again at pag-usapan natin yung part 2 ng lesson natin the last time. So this is part 2, yung asexual reproduction and propagation na pinramis ko sa inyo na next topic natin. So diretso ulit, we will discuss this immediately. So tingnan natin yung mga principles and types of vegetative reproduction or asexual. Actually, ang vegetative reproduction is the same if we talk about asexual reproduction. Okay, so ano yung principles and types ng mga ito? So, tingnan muna natin ang difference between yung sexual reproduction at saka asexual reproduction. So, pag sinabi nating sexual propagation, ito or reproduction, ito ay through true seeds or the botanical seeds. Therefore, only partial characteristics ang maipapasa sa mga anak or sa mga offsprings or sa daughter plants if we are talking about about plants. So, pag sexual propagation or through seeds, hindi mo masasabi na lahat 100% ng characteristic ng mother plant ay the same doon sa daughter plant if nanggaling yung tanim na yan sa seeds or true seeds, the botanical seed. At ang vegetative or asexual propagation naman, this involves no change in genetic makeup of the new plant. So 100% kung ano yung characteristic ng mother plant, yan din yung characteristic or genetic makeup ng daughter plant, okay, or the offsprings. All the characteristics of the parent plant are reproduced in the daughter plant due to exact duplication of chromosomes during cell division. So, the plants are, tawag na natin sa kanila, true to type plants. True to type sila sa growth, sa ripening, yield, and fruit quality, whatever characteristics na pinapakita ng mother plant is the same 100% doon sa daughter plant, sa bagong plant. So reasons where asexual reproduction is used in plants. Okay? Ano ba ang rason? Bakit natin ginagawa ang asexual propagation aside from yung seeds na lang ang gamitin natin to propagate? One is perpetuate plants exactly the same with the parent plant, which is also called cloning. So cloning, okay? Kung-clone mo yan 100%. Reproduce plants not easily reproduced through sexual means. Okay? Ma-reproduce mo ang plants that are not easily reproduced through sexual means. Then, isang reason is you take advantage of the rootstock disease and pest tolerance. So, usually ang mga galing sa seeds, medyo medyo tolerant sila or resistant pa sila sa mga diseases, especially if gagamitin natin itong mga plants from seeds na magiging rootstocks mo. For example, sa citrus, we plant seeds of particular citrus species, gagamitin natin ang mga yan for rootstocks. So kapag ang species na yan ay medyo resistant siya sa root crown disease, okay? Yan ang gagamitin mo for rootstock. And even for pest tolerance. So we take advantage of these characteristics. Then take advantage of rootstock tolerance to poor growing conditions. So, paano? So some rootstocks are able to withstand poor quality soils, okay, better than the science root system. Ginagamit ito usually sa mga fruit crops that are propagated through budding, grafting, okay? Halos naman mga fruit trees, ganun Pwede natin silang i-propagate through budding or even grafting. So, kailangan natin yung rootstock. That is why if we produce seeds na medyo resistant or tolerant sa mga ganitong ayaw natin ng mga characteristic at yung gustong-gusto natin na variety ng particular fruit na yan, hindi siya pwede na itanim diretso kasi yun nga very susceptible naman siya. So, what shall we do? We just use yung gusto natin na crop or variety as scion, and then gamitin natin yung tolerant or resistant na mga plant species or fruit tree species as the rootstock. Some rootstocks can speed even the growth of the scion into early maturity. Totoo naman yan. Okay? It helps break the juvenile stage, okay, ng particular fruit species na yan or plantation species para madaling siyang mamunga. Okay, so for example, ang seed, ang mangga, halimbawa, it takes 10 to 12 years bago siya mamunga if you plant it through seeds. But if you graft it, okay, you do grafting, mami-minimize yung number of years niya kasi mabibreak yung juvenile stage niya or masyashorten yung juvenile stage niya. So, mamumunga yan after 4 or even 3 to 5 years from planting na nag-graft mo siya after grafting, mamumunga na kaagad. Hindi mo na siya hihintayin from up to 10 to 12 years. Some rootstocks can increase plant growth rate and reduce nursery production time. Totoo yan. Grafting can be used to obtain special forms, and asexual reproduction also is used to repair damaged trees, especially sa grafting and through grafting and budding. You can change the cultivars on established plants, like you change the unproductive cultivars or those no longer in demand. You can fix the poor growth habit, and you can change the cultivars that are susceptible to insects and diseases. So let's go to the biology of propagation. So, konting genetics lang. Napaka-konti lang. Hindi naman buong ano. We just define what is genotype and what is phenotype as I have promised sa first part natin. So, ano ang definition ng genotype? So, this is the genotypic traits or characteristics of any organisms, any organism including our plants. So, all characteristics are controlled by genes. Ang laki ng mata mo, okay? Ang tangos ng ilong mo, these are controlled by your genetic makeup. The color of your skin, ganon. So kahit ilang glutathione ang gagamitin mo para puputi ka, if maitim ka talaga, maitim ka talaga. Okay? But of course, yung glutathione na yan, it is a external condition na siguro puputi ka but for a certain period of time. But your true color, your true skin color is dark. Kasi yan ang genotype mo di ba? Now, we have also phenotype. So, this is the overall appearance and performance ng organism, which includes the size, vigor, color, etc. So, this results from the interaction ng genetic makeup mo or the genotype sa environment. So, may tinatawag natin na G by or the genotype interaction with environment or your surrounding environment would dictate your phenotype. Okay, so P is equal to G by E. Whatever na makikita sa panlabasan ng isang halaman or sa iyo or any organism, which is the phenotype, this is an interaction between the genotype of that organism and the environment. Okay? Example, meron tayong salad tomato, which is American salad tomato. Ito yung mga malalaki. Ang fruit nila ay malalaki talaga. Okay? And it bears early when planted sa temperate areas like temperate climates. So, for example, sa Baguio kasi medyo semi-temperate siya o considered pa nga temperate din doon. Okay? Mabilis talaga. And this American salad tomato, if you plant there sa Benguet area and some in parts of Mountain Province kasi malamig doon, talagang mamumungo siya ng malalaki and it bears early. Pero pagdalhin mo yon dito, okay, itanim mo dito sa mainit na lugar, well, it will grow, it will bear fruit, pero yung bearing time niya is medyo mahaba na, okay? And liliit talaga ang kanyang fruits. Okay? Bakit? Ang genotype niya ay talagang malalaki yung fruits niya because that is an American salad tomato. And then, mag-bear siya earlier. Pero i-transfer mo siya sa tropical area, mag-iiba ang kanyang characteristic. It's because of the influence of the environment. So the genotype of the American salad tomato says that the fruits are big and bears early when planted in a temperate area, but upon planting in an undesirable climate, that is a tropical area, the phenotype observed is, okay, maliliit ang fruits, late bearing na siya. Okay? In contrast with what yung original na genotype na sinasabi doon sa genotype. But this happens because of the influence of the environment. Now, what is the genetic control in propagation or how? Okay? How is the genetic control in plant propagation? In here, we have sporophytic stage. Anong ibig sabihin nito? This is the vegetative growth through mitosis. Yung extension or growth ng ating roots and shoots. And then we have the gametophytic stage, which is, ano ito? Reproductive structures ay nandoon, especially the flowers, to produce gametes or the reproductive cells through meiosis. So sa sporophytic stage, the vegetative growth through mitosis, makikita mo doon sa growth or elongation, ng roots and even sa shoots, sa buds, shoots, mga ganon, apical dominance. And gametophytic, it always talks about the reproductive or yung involvement ng sexual gametes. The egg cell and then the pollen grains or the pollen grains in case of our plants. So how do plants grow? Let us see first, how do plants grow? Okay, how? It is through cell division or mitosis. So kapag tinatanong sa inyo, how do plants grow? Usually, ang sagot natin is, grow sila kasi nag-elongate ang kanyang shoots, nag-elongate ang kanyang roots, humahaba sila. Nag-elongate siya, humahaba siya, tumataas ang kanyang height, di ba? Pero, ano ba yung physiology behind, if you explain scientifically, ano ba kasi dinidescribe mo lang siya? Tama, growth nga yan kasi nag-elongate siya, tumataas siya, tumutubo talaga siya, lumalaki siya. But, paano? Okay? How do they grow? It is 1, cell division through mitosis. 2, cell enlargement. 3, it's through cell differentiation. So, tingnan natin muna, cell division or mitosis. This is the process that cells undergo, okay, para mag-divide sila. Eukaryotes, we are considered as eukaryotes, kasi multi-celled tayo, hindi kagaya ng prokaryotes na single celled sila. Okay? So, lahat ng mga multi-celled, they are called eukaryotes. Ikaw eukaryote ka, ako eukaryote ako. Ang prokaryotes, mga bacteria, single-celled organisms, mga algae. Okay? So eukaryotes of all sizes like plants and animals use mitosis to divide. Okay? Mitosis is a cell division. Now, what is the importance of mitosis in plant propagation? So, mitosis occurs at the shoot and root tips, mga apical dominants nga. Okay? So, for every 10 increase in the length of the shoot tip, ganun din yung length ng increase ng root tip. So, humahaba. So, usually the longest root, okay, pag bineasure mo yan, the longest root is ganun na ganun din ang length ng upper ground ng tanim na yan. And for every 20 increase in the width, or the width or circumference of the cambium is also true with the increase in the width of the cork cambium. So, may cambium tayo at saka cork cambium. The cork cambium is usually yung bark. And then, yung cambium niya, yung nasa second layer from the bark, that is the cambium layer. Okay? And then the growing regions in plants, typically at the roots or shoot tips, are called the meristems. So, apical meristem sa shoot, root meristem sa root. Okay? Ang tawag doon, so let us call, yan, meristem. Apical meristem sa shoot tip, and then the root meristem dun sa root tip. So, these are meristems. Then, tingnan muna natin itong picture. Ito ay mga stages ng mitosis. So, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, telophase. Okay? But before prophase, meron tayong, ito yung mga cell stages. Meron tayong interphase. Okay? So, prophase, IPM, IPMAT, IPMAT. Okay? Telophase. Then, cytokinesis proceeds. So, another is that there are other instances of mitotic occurrences in plants is during wound healing. Pag sinugat mo ang tanim, sinugat mo yung bark ng kahoy, ng mangga, particularly during the formation of callus or kalay. So, kapag sinugat mo yan, mag-heal siya, mag-form siya ng callus singular or kalay plural. So, the formation of kalay is very important in plant propagation because in cuttings, itong kalay, dito magsisimula ang yung roots. Sa graft naman and bud unions, ito yung way na mag-heal sila para mag-join sila. Okay? So, with the formation of callus or kalay, mag-heal yung union or yung sugat na yung union mismo ng scion and then the rootstock. And then in adventitious stems, roots, and leaves, they form at the kalay in tissue culture. So kapag nag-develop ang adventitious stems, roots, and leaves, doon sa tissue culture, okay, if we are doing tissue culture, nagsisimula sila sa callus or kalay. Okay? So, yun yung mga importance ng mitosis. Therefore, mitosis in plants is actually cloning. Okay? This is because there is no change in the genotype or genes. Parehong-pareho. Progenies or offsprings or daughter plants are genetic or exact genetic copies of the mother plant or the original plant. And cuttings are a type of cloning. Tissue culture is a type of cloning also. Kasi walang nabago sa genotype niya. Okay? Now, another cell division is what we have is this, meiosis. So, tingnan natin, anong meiosis? This is the process of producing male and female gametes that occurs during production of gametes, the sperm and egg cells. So, when sperm fertilizes an egg, A zygote is produced with the appropriate number of chromosomes for the species. In plants, when the pollen grains, okay, which consist of the sperm cells, fertilizes an egg cell, a zygote is produced with the appropriate number of chromosomes for the species. So, anong importance ng meiosis sa plant propagation? Bakit natin pinag-uusapan itong mga mitosis at meiosis? Okay? Importante ito. Maintindihan natin as very basic na kaalaman natin sa biology ng plant propagation, especially sa atin mga agriculturists. This reduces the genetic content in the cell. Kasi kapag madami yan at hindi nabawasan, ay magkakaproblema talaga. Hindi na yan plant. Tayo, kasi we are also undergo meiosis. Ay hindi na yan, ewan ko, baka kung anong klaseng organism na. There would be a problem kapag sumobra na ang DNA. So, through meiosis, this is necessary in sexual reproduction, especially for seeds through production in plants, because each parent must give only half of the required genetic material. Ang parent mo, ang nanay mo, half binigay sa'yo na genetic material, ang tatay mo, half din ang binigay sa'yo na genetic material niya. Otherwise, kapag hindi yan na-reduce into half at buo from the mother, buo from the father, what would happen? Okay? There would be a problem. And this is so because we had been created this is a divine creation na talagang ito ang ginawa ng creator natin para there is a reason, okay? And we cannot question it anymore. Bakit ganun ang ginawa? Inaral lang ng tao na ganun pala talaga ang nangyayari kapag sa sexual reproduction. Okay? So if we see this illustration here, meiosis, so meron ding interphase before the prophase, pero ay may stages ito, may prophase 1, okay, may metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Ito ang nangyayari sa meiosis naman. So nagka-half siya, okay? So there is cell division during anaphase, doon sa telophase, during meiosis, magdi-divide siya into 2, okay? So to produce haploid daughter cells. So tingnan natin. Meiosis maintains constant number of chromosomes in a species that reproduces sexually by dividing the number of chromosomes in the reproductive cells into 2. Therefore, the genotype of a seedling determines its morphological appearance, physiological characteristics, interaction with the environment for survival of the fetus. On the other hand, the variability in seedlings depends on the transfer of genetic materials from the parents and dominance and recessiveness of traits exhibited by the offspring. Okay, so why is meiosis important? It makes sexual reproduction possible. And that results in a new individual that is a unique combination of genes, having a full set of chromosomes for each species but with half from each parent. Kung hindi half, buo sa nanay, buo sa tatay, ano kayang itsura? Wala pang naibalita na gano'n naman. Sa science, wala pa naman. Sa tao, wala pa naman. Okay? So kung sa animals, ewan ko, wala pa naman. Okay? Pero pag ganyan ang nangyayari, we do not know what kind of organism would the result be. So let's see the difference between mitosis and meiosis. So dito makikita natin, we have the parent cell, okay, before chromosome duplication. So parehas siya. 2n or diploid, ito is equal to 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 pairs. So, kapag sa mitosis, there is chromosome duplication here. So, the duplicated chromosomes become two sister chromatids. So, kapag sa metaphase, yung chromosomes align at the metaphase plate during mitosis. And during anaphase and telophase, magse-separate sila into sister chromatids and these separate during the anaphase at ito ay diploid pa rin. Okay, so diploid yung dalawang daughter cells of the mitosis. Ito ay kapag asexual, nangyayari ito during asexual reproduction. So kapag plants, ginagawa natin sila, pinopropagate natin sila through cuttings, through tissue culture, through so exact duplicate. So 2n, okay? So 2n or diploid pa rin yung daughter cells. Dito naman sa meiosis, we have here from 2n, which is 4, chromosome duplication. So we have under prophase 1, we have dito pinakita pa yung site of crossing over. Okay? So may crossover. So dito naman, pinakita din yung tetrad formed by synapses of homologous chromosomes. So sa metaphase 1, the tetrads or homologous pairs align now at the metaphase plate, just like yung ginawa din ng mga chromosomes na nag-align sa metaphase plate din during metaphase sa mitosis. So during metaphase, this is the alignment of the chromosomes at the center or the metaphase plate. Then sa anaphase 1, meron tayong nangyayari dito sa meiosis, yung mga homologous chromosomes separate during anaphase 1. So sister chromatids would remain together. Okay? And then, yung mga daughter cells dito sa meiosis 1, which are haploids. Okay? Haploids sila with the 2 pairs. So, yun yung end ng meiosis 1. Then, at meiosis 2, there is no further chromosomal duplication. So, hindi na magduduplicate yung mga chromosomes. Okay, yung mga sister chromatids lang separate during the anaphase 2. So, mauulit itong parts na ito dito, but ang tawag ngayon ay metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and then telophase 2. So, ito na yung final daughter cells during meiosis 2. We have haploids. Okay, N meaning 1 or single, which means haploid. So, hindi mo na kailangang ilagay ang 1 pa dito, okay? Understood na kapag M yan, that is 1 or single or it is called haploid. Pag dalawa na ganito, diploid. Okay? So sa meiosis, daughter cells of meiosis 2 are haploids, okay? Or single chromosomes. And further explanation ng mitosis and meiosis. So, ano ba yung mga differences talaga niya? So, they produce both mitosis and meiosis. They produce new cells, similar basic steps, and they start with a single parent cell. Ano lang ang kaibahan? Sa mitosis, there are 4 stages in total plus the interphase. Sa meiosis, 8 kasi may meiosis 1 at meiosis 2. At yung stages na yan, mauulit. Kaya prophase 1, prophase 2, prophase 1, okay, metaphase 1, anaphase 1, telophase 1. Diba? Yun ay sa meiosis 1. And then sa meiosis 2, yan ay prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, and then telophase 2. Okay, so 8 stages siya. And then sa mitosis naman, nangyayari ito sa mga somatic cells, hindi sa reproductive cells. Somatic cells are any part of the organism except yung sexual cells or reproductive cells niya. Ito naman ay meiosis, nangyayari ito sa germ cells or yung mga reproductive cells, the egg cells and the sperm cells. Ang purpose ng mitosis is cellular proliferation, okay? Para dumami ang cells, like in tissue culture, yung kalos, yun, dumadami. Okay? Purpose naman ng meiosis is for sexual reproduction. Mitosis produces 2 diploid daughter cells, dalawa yung diploid daughter cells. Sa meiosis naman, 4 yung haploid daughter cells. Okay, you go back to the to the slide before this. Diba makita na ninyo, dalawa sa mitosis yung daughter cells, 2N na dalawa. Dito naman sa meiosis, 4 na N. Okay? 4 haploid daughter cells. And the chromosome number remains the same dito sa mitosis. Sa meiosis naman, chromosome number is halved in each daughter cell. Halved or madidivide siya. Mahahati siya. So, hati. Okay? Yung chromosome number. Kasi divided into 2 siya. And then mitosis naman, genetic variation doesn't change. So, cloning. Kaya nga sabi ko, cloning din ang mitosis. Pero ang meiosis, genetic variation is increased. So, kapag ang seed natin, yan, may nangyayari. Kapag tinanim mo yung seed, for example, sa citrus, nangyayari ito, kadamihan ganyan nangyayari. Pumelo. Ang sarap ng pumelo, di ba? Avocado, mga ganon. Tinanim mo yung seed kasi akala mo nga ganyan na ganyan din ang ibubunga niya. That is, mga hindi nakakaintindi sa biology ng agriculture. Okay? Hindi mo talaga maintindihan ang sistema or yung nangyayari sa sistema ng plant. So, citrus, pomelo, ang sarap, ang tamis, okay, juicy, and masarap talaga siya. Malalaki ang bunga. Itanim mo, okay? Kung, syempre, ilang seeds ang isang bunga ng pomelo or orange. Marami, okay? Itanim mo yan. Kung tinanim mo lahat yan, tumubo after 10 years, pinabunga mo siya kasi hindi, bawal ang grafting or budding kasi hindi na yan, pag namunga ulit yan, akala mo pare-parehas. Hindi. Kung napatama yung seed na tinanim mo, yun pala yung seed na, di ba? There is recombination kasi doon. Hindi yan true to type. Mapakla or mapait pala yung bunga or whatever because galing siya sa seed. So there is genetic variation. So very high ang genetic variation. So kailangan mong may gawin ka dito, itanim mo ulit hanggang sa mag-segregate yung mga genes hanggang sa magiging pure siya sa gusto mo. Pero it would take time. Okay? Okay, so yun ang mitosis, meiosis. And in plant propagation, what is a plant propagule? Ito ang isang question. Ano ang plant propagule? A propagule is any plant part used to produce a new plant. So types of a propagule, ulitin natin ha. Seed, cuttings, layers or marcots, buds, scions, bulbs, corms, tubers, roots. Okay. So, dito, makikita natin yung examples. I got this from the internet, of course. You can also see them. I have the link here. So, ito ay dahlia. Ito ay isang ornamental plant that is propagated through its swollen roots. So, lahat ito ay roots. Kamote naman ito, kamote din yan. So, you can use this kamote or the roots as propagation material, or they are called propagule. Actually, the term propagule is a propagation material, any part of the plant that is used for propagating them or multiplying them. Okay, types of vegetative reproduction. So only one plant is involved and the offspring is the result of one parent. The new plant is genetically identical to the parent. The new plant grows from parts of the parent plant and they include one, root cuttings. So new plants will grow out of root cuttings and even swollen or tuberous roots like in sweet potatoes and itong dahlia. Okay? Another is leaf cuttings. So some leaves. In ornamental plants, marami ito. They can be propagated through leaves. They can be cut. Yung mga leaves, hati-hatiin mo yung mga leaves. Pwede mo silang itanim, magro-root ang mga yan. For example, sansevieria, yung mga snake plant. Ngayon, pandemic, ang daming plantito, plantita, ang kanilang, anong tawag dito? They're very crazy on collecting sansevieria or snake plants. Okay? Sansevieria leaves are actually, if you propagate this, you can cut the sansevieria leaves into pieces and plant them or soak them sa tubig, okay? And then magro-root ang mga yan. So ganito, meron ding hindi ito sansevieria or snake plant, but these are kinds of leaves, okay? That you can actually soak in water. Dagdagan mo lang ng rooting hormones para mag-root. But not all, hindi naman lahat. Kaya nga sabi ko, doon 3 requirements na dapat ini-exhibit ng isang plant propagator, okay, or agriculturist para maintindihan niya ang tanim. Hindi naman lahat ng tanim ng dahon dyan pwede mong hati-hatiin at mag-root yan. Hindi naman. There are several species of plants na pwedeng ma-reproduce through leaves. There are hindi naman. Okay? Leaf cuttings yan. Slips. These are shoots arising below the crown but above the ground. For example, pineapple or pinya. So, commercially, ang mga pinya they are propagated through slips. So, ito ang slip. Okay? Ito fruit, kinakain naman to. Okay? Ito naman yung, anong tawag doon? It is called your crown. So, crowns are shoots above the fruits like pineapples. I do not know of any other plant na may crown that you can plant a crown except for pineapple. I do not know in other countries or other kasulok-sulukan ng mundo kung meron ganyan din aside from pineapple. So this is the crown. Itanim to. So these are planting materials that you can use in pineapples, either the crown or the slips. Okay, special forms of roots, leaves, buds, and stems used in propagating crop species. So we have bulb here, a special form of leaves that grow underground. Okay, a bulb is leaves. Ano ang halaman na example ay bulb? Okay, hindi yung bulb na LED ha, or fluorescent. Ano yan? Okay, so bulb is a leaf, onion. Okay, lahat ng onion ninyo, bulb yan. And lilies, mga sa ornamental, lilies, these are bulbs. But bulbs are specialized form or special form of leaves that grow underground. May bulb ba na nag-grow above ground? Wala. Baka meron kayong nakita, pero ako wala pa. Sa buong buhay ko, wala pa akong nakikitang bulb na nag-grow above ground. Lahat below ground. It is an underground leaf and stem. Okay? Leaves are attached to the stem. Saan ang stem ng onion? Akala nyo siguro na may stem ang na walang stem ang onion. Ano? Meron. At the center of the bulb is an apical bud where lateral buds are attached. Apical bud will produce leaves and a flower while the lateral buds will produce new shoots. And as the plant grows and develops, it will form a new bulb underground. Okay, sucker. This is a special form of bud. Ano yung bulb? A special form of leaves. Ano ang sucker? Special form of bud that form readily on roots of intact plants. Okay? Example, banana. Okay. Tuber. These are special forms. Okay? Tuber is a storage structure produced in one growing season and remains dormant during a period of time of the year and then regenerates new shoots during the following season. After a new seasonal cycle begins, the shoots develop adventitious roots and are initiated at the base, and lateral buds grow out horizontally into the soil to produce elongated stems, which are usually still pale if under shaded storage areas. Example, patatas. Okay. O eto. Eto ang bulb ng onion. So, makikita natin, these are the white part na kinakain natin, di ba? Ito ay special form ng leaves. Ang makikita ninyo dito na green, leaves din yan. Okay? So, may dalawang klase ang leaves ng onions. Yung special form, ito yung kinakain natin na nasa below ground. At saka itong green na tutubo above the soil or above ground. So, yun yung mga true leaves. Okay? Ito yung special form ng leaves yung nasa underground na kinakain natin. So, this is a bulb. Okay? Onion bulb. Ngayon, this fleshy scale leaves forms the bulb that we eat, that we know of as a bulb. And sa gitna nito, meron tayong, dito namumulaklak, ay tutubo pala yung flower ng bulb, ng onion bulb. So flower bud from here, sa gitna, of course, tataas yan, aakyat yan, lalabas above ground. So magpa-flower ang onions natin. Then we have yung matigas sa gitna for garlic and onion bulbs. Napapansin niyo ito yung matigas dito sa pinakagitna sa baba. This is the basal plate. This is the stem. So ang ano natin, ang bulb natin at saka yung clove natin sa garlic, ito yung basal plate. This is actually the stem. Okay? So may stem din siya. So, ito yung stem niya. Where your leaves arise. Okay, the stem, where your leaves arise. Ito, special leaves, yung fleshy scale leaves, at saka ito yung true leaves. Gagaling sila sa stem, which is called the basal plate. Of course, alam niyo yung roots, fibrous roots yan. Okay? And then kapag nag-dry na itong fleshy scale, magiging old leaves siya, ang tawag doon ay tunica. Okay? So tayong mga agriculturists, dapat alam natin ang mga terms ng mga ganito. Okay? Ito yung mga perks ng being an agriculturist. Kung ano-ano, mayroon tayong mga terms din. Okay? So tunica. You should remember that. Tunica. Then, meron tayong mga maliliit na naka-attach sa main bulb. We call this the bulbils. Okay? Sa onions, meron din yan. May sa mga American onions, parang wala yung red creole and then the white creole. Parang wala akong nakikitang bulbils yan. Pero sa mga shallots natin, the lasuna, ang daming bulbils yan. Okay? So, pwede ring planting material yan or propagule. So, eto siya. So, ito mga maliliit, bulbils. Kasi ang lasuna natin or shallot, ang lasuna pala is shallot. We call it, in the English term is shallot. Okay? Ang lasuna. So, these are the bulbils. Maliliit na naka-attach din sa main. Meron tayong main na bulb. diba? Then may mga naka-attach dito. Yun ang mga bulbils. Yan ay sa onion. Sa garlic naman, may bulbil din siya. Ang garlic kasi, ang tawag natin doon sa kinakain natin below ground is clove. These are terminologies ha. Clove. Diba ang garlic? Ito ang bulb kasi is iisa siya, mag-isa siya, diba? Buo. Unless, sa bulbil. Pero ang clove kasi, parang bulbil din yung nakarap sa isa white na scales ng garlic. Hiwalayin mo yung mga yon. Parang bulbils din sila. Pero hindi yan actually bulbil, but that is the main clove. Okay? So, ilang pieces ba yung isang clove? Nasa isang clove ng garlic. Then, kapag nag-flower yan, or magpuproduce din siya ng seeds. If not seeds, bulbils. Ito, example, garlic 2 eh. Okay? So, instead na seeds, ang na-form, bulbils. So, these are garlic cloves na maliliit din dito. Okay? Above ground. So, pwede din itong planting material. Okay? Then we have tubers. Patatas, ganito siya. Okay? Then we have suckers sa bananas. So you can do division, so sucker division. These are technical terms. So ito yung sucker, this is the main banana. Okay? Main banana plant. Hindi yan banana tree ha, because a banana is an herb. Special kind of herb. Hindi siya tree. So wrong yung awit or kanta na yellow bird up above the banana tree. Because there's no such thing as banana tree. Okay? Yung mga old folks, alam nila yung kanta ba? Pero kayong mga bata, mga millennials, hindi nyo alam itong kanta eh. Yung yellow bird up high above the banana tree. Okay? Your parents, your grandparents, alam nila siguro ito kasi kanta yan noon pa. Awit yan na noon pa. But, that is a wrong description. A banana is not a tree. It's an herb. So, by suckers, bananas are propagated. Okay? So, you separate the suckers. So, ano yung nasa baba ng banana? Bulb ba ito? Okay, it's not. It is corm. In other books, ang description nila ay rhizome, but it's not rhizome. I know, this is corm. Okay? Okay, corm and cormels. These are swollen bases of a stem axis enclosed by the dry scale-like leaves. Okay? Corm. Maliliit cormels. Bulb. Maliliit bulbils. Okay, a solid stem structure with distinct nodes and internodes. Ang corm. Okay? Solid stem structure. So, ang corm ay stem siya. Ang bulb ay leaves siya. Ang sucker ay ano yon? Okay? So, solid stem structure with distinct nodes and internodes. Corm is a stem. Our cormels also are small corms that arise at the base of the main corm or between the old and new corms. Yan ay cormels. Example, ang gabi ninyo ay cormel. Ay corm. Marami din siyang naka-attach kung minsan, di ba? Na maliliit na corm. Those are cormels. Sa saging, ganun din. So, corm yan. Ang saging, hindi rhizome as described by others. So, banana is a corm. May maliliit din siya where suckers evolve. So, yung corm, sa saging, these are stems. Gabi, stem siya. Kinakain natin na gabi mismo, di ba? Stem. Yung below ground, yun ay stem. May nodes siya at internodes. Pansinin ninyo, di ba? Balatan nyo ng manipis yung gabi. Makikita ninyo yung mga layers doon. Those are internodes. Nodes and internodes. Because that is a stem and a stem has a node and internode. Diba? And even gladuli or gladulus. This is an ornamental plant. Not found here in the tropical. That doesn't grow. But in Baguio, it's a lot. Benguet, a lot. Then we have rhizome. Okay, so rhizome also is a stem, which the main axis of the plant grows horizontally up or just below the ground surface. So example nito ay bamboo. Okay, rhizome ang bamboo. Sugarcane, ano din yan, rhizome. Okay, ilinagay ko dito ang banana kasi kung minsan, nadi-describe na siya as rhizome but it's not. Banana is a corm. Many grasses, iris, many ferns, lily of the valley plant, rhizome yan. Ginger, yellow ginger. So, kung alam niyo yung turmeric or the yellow ginger or ano ba ang other name yan? Or luya, luyang dilaw. Okay? Luya mismo, okay, that is a perfect example of rhizome. Gabi and banana are perfect examples of corms and cormels. Okay, so ito. Potato tuber ito, shoot na sila. So ito, yung corm. So may node, di ba? Sabi ko you try your gabi, you scrape off yung ano niya. You scrape off yung manipis yung balat niya. Makikita ninyo mga layers dito. So stem kasi siya kaya may node. At itong mga anan dito, these are internodes. Okay? So, doon tutubo sa nodes niya ang leaves, the scale leaves. So, this is cormels, daughter corm, mga cormels. Okay? So, ito, rhizome naman, luya. Or luyang dilaw. Okay? Okay, so these are the references that I have used again. And plus the internet, of course, I have downloaded images from the internet. So, nakalagay naman dun sa images yung mga links. So, we can visit those if you want. Okay, and then we have questions here to answer. So, please answer these questions again para alam ninyo na, para ma-refresh ninyo. In mga ganito na workshops or even lessons na ganito, if you answer the questions, doon mo makikita pala na mas maintindihan mo yung lesson na inaaral mo. Kasi kapag walang self-evaluation, walang questions to answer, basa kayo lang ng basa, dinig kayo lang ng dinig. Wala. Unless you try to answer yung mga end parts na sabi na self-evaluation or questions to answer, doon nyo lalong matututunan or maiintindihan yung lesson, whatever man yan, okay? Sa business or whatever. Doon yung matututunan. So, answer these questions. Okay, so that is part 2. And we have part 3. The next topic, I guess, hanggang part 5 yata ito. So, medyo mahaba-haba kasi ito na lesson or topic. So, our next topic would be on special techniques in stem and bud propagation. So we'll be describing and talking about budding and grafting here. Ilan lang na techniques ng budding and ilan lang na techniques ng grafting. Baka sa marketing, because I have a separate video on marketing, you can you can actually watch yung sa marketing, okay, in the physiology of marketing or air layering. Hey, thank you once again, and friends, please do subscribe, okay, and click the like button again sa baba lang so that you will be notified of the subsequent videos. And I encourage you to always comment. So write your comments on the comment section below, questions or whatever. Basta mag-question kayo. I encourage each one of you. Okay? Isang point ito, bawat sa inyo. Kung nag-comment kayo sa baba, extra point. Okay? So extra point. So thank you very much and keep safe. And wait for my next video to be uploaded. Bye-bye!